Thank you for tuning in to Exposure TV. I'm your host, DVDJ Rain, and my guest today is Lauren Jones, a native from Mississippi that's done some great things. So stay tuned while we come back and to find out just a little bit more about what she has going on. Welcome back to Exposure TV. I'm your host, DVDJ Rain, and the guest we have today is Lauren Jones. Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to have you. Now tell me a little bit about yourself, like coming up, because I see that you did some production work in Romeo and Juliet at, what,
Oh, yes.
14?
That goes way back.
Yeah.
Definitely junior high, and started out doing theater and plays just in high school. I had a fabulous teacher, and he always encouraged me to do plays, and he saw something in me, and he just encouraged me. And even when I was afraid and I didn't even know how to memorize my first lines, he was there supporting me and encouraging me. And he cast me as Juliet, and that was my first real stage production. I mean, there were some that I had done when I was younger, but that was my first real time to shine with a starring role. So,
so how did that, like, is that where like the bug for acting, modeling started, or did that come from like something in the family?
Sure. You know, I was doing it. I was always acting and modeling and doing dance. I did tap, ballet, jazz as a little girl. So I always kind of grew up on the stage, and I never knew that that would transform into a film career. And it was probably because I had moved to New York that I had really gotten my first bug.
Right.
Or, you know, I was first kind of in awe of the lights and the camera, and I was on Regis and Kathy Lee when I was living in New York, and that was the beginning of the transformation from stage to film and modeling.
So like I know that you moved at a young age. So
I did.
So how was that, like the transfer from all your friends to like this big thing of entertainment and lights and all that?
Well, it was both exciting and also challenging. Having grown up in Mississippi, I had really strong roots and strong support system, a lot of friends and family. And when I moved to New York, all of a sudden, I mean, there were all these opportunities everywhere you turned. The education system was different, the city was different, the opportunities were different. So it was definitely challenging, and I missed my family. But at the same time, I felt very supported to go for it.
Right.
So I did. I went for it.
so tell me about so when you went to New York, did you have a plan that you know when you went there? Did you already have like an agent that was working with you?
No, I mean, when I moved to New York, I moved because my family had moved there.
Okay.
And the first year I was there, my mom encouraged me to enter a modeling contest for 17 magazine. They were looking for a new face for the magazine, and I was one of, I'd say, 500 gorgeous young women who were auditioning for this role, and I never thought in a million years I would get it. I mean, I was just a wholesome girl next door from Mississippi. I mean, legitimately from Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
And here I am in New York, and I'm looking around, and everyone was so ethnically diverse and to me exotic and gorgeous, and I didn't compare, in my opinion. And my mom said, just go for it. And I was, you know, narrowed down. I was picked one of 15, and I was just excited to be one of 15. And I'm looking at her in the crowd going, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. And then ended up winning the 17 National Modeling Contest back in '98.
Really?
I think it was '98.
Yeah.
And ended up being in the magazine. God, that makes me seem ancient. And
so tell
that
me,
was the beginning.
So what like opportunities did that afford you being in that magazine? Because I'm sure a lot.
Many. It was the first time I was ever given the opportunity to appear on national television, and I was a guest on Regis and Kathy Lee when Kathy Lee was still there. So again, aging myself here, but now they have Kelly Ripa, of course. And so I was on that show as a model, and I came out and they had me dressed up in Ralph Lauren clothes, and I got to go down the runway, and I was a guest on the show. So that was, again, you know, my first kind of real TV exposure. And from there, I gained an agent in New York City. So that was my first modeling, TV, then agent, all kind of in one little nutshell.
Now I have to ask you, because like I'm a big fan of the magazine, but how did you get into Maxim?
Oh goodness, this was years later. I had been modeling and acting in New York City, and I had moved to Los Angeles, and I had done a photo shoot for Spike TV. And the photos, they said, these photos are too good. We don't want to just waste them with Spike TV. Let's send them to Maxim. And the editors went crazy over the photos, and I said, oh my goodness, I'm going to be in Maxim. I couldn't believe it. I mean, because the photos were very tasteful, in a very classy, sexy, buttoned-up way.
Right.
And we had I think they did like a 9-page international feature, or maybe it was 14 pages. I can't remember. It was a lot, and it was in Mexico and Europe and all over, and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited.
Nice.
I'm still really excited about that. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet so.
Yeah.
So you got Regis and Kathy Lee.
Yes.
Right. That 17 magazine, Maxim.
Yes.
Tell me some of the other publications you've been in.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the most important for me was Oprah magazine. I was living in Mississippi. I'd returned. I lived in Mississippi, born and raised here, moved to New York, lived in London, lived in LA, and had moved back. And I got a call from the, I don't know if it was the editors or the beauty specialists at Oprah, and they said, what color is your hair right now? And I said, it's blonde, platinum blonde at the time. And they said, will you fly to New York and let us make you over and let us do a feature on you and talk about you? And I said, I would love to. So I flew to New York, and they dyed my hair to a color kind of comparable to what it is now. And the article was about being a blondeaholic, because every year, no matter what I did, I always ended up being blonde. So like if I did Maxim, they dyed my hair blonde. If I did a TV show, it was blonde. So Oprah magazine for sure.
Nice. I know like being in the entertainment industry, like there's been some ups and downs. What do you think today is like one of your biggest accomplishments that you've done that's kind of kept you motivated?
My biggest accomplishment has definitely been the shoe line. To go from modeling to acting, doing parts in film, and then to create my own fashion label has been one of the most challenging, most exciting, most rewarding things that I've done so far. And
has that always been like a passion of yours, like the design thing?
I love fashion. I love fashion, yes. I love design, I love creativity. I love thinking of something and making it come into fruition. And seeing it manifest is, to me, something that's truly exciting and keeps me motivated as an entertainer. I mean, I feel like I've gone from, model, actress, entertainer to designer, and there's definitely an evolution there that keeps me motivated.
Nice. Well, when we come back, we're going to get into talking about your film, because I know you've been in a couple films.
Yes.
So we're going to find out a little bit more about that. And we want to talk about your shoe line.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, and I understand you brought some with you.
I did. I brought a couple of things to show,
Nice.
just for fun.
Nice. I look forward to seeing it.
Okay, good.
And we'll be right back with Exposure TV and with Lauren Jones.
For more information on any of Lauren Jones' collection, go to www.laurenjonescollection.com. Exposure TV is sponsored and produced by Peaches of On Location TV. Exposure TV, Tuesdays 6 p.m. and Saturdays 6:30 a.m. on Comcast Cable, Channel 18, PAD Network.
Welcome back to Exposure TV, and we're here with my guest Lauren Jones, and we're going to be talking about some of the film that you've done and some more of the ads and product endorsements. I know that you're in the movie Expendables. Tell me how that experience was.
Oh, wow. It was a wonderful experience. A lot of fun. I got to work hands-on, one-on-one with Sylvester Stallone. He wrote, directed, and starred in the film, so that was an incredible experience to see someone that famous and to get to work with them and see how real they are. I mean, he's a real person, and that's...
Was it intimidating at all, working with him?
You know, I've been around so many celebrities, and to me, they're just regular people who have high aspirations. So it doesn't intimidate me now. anytime I'm on stage or I know something's live, I'm intimidated. But if
Right.
I know it's taped, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, because I know you can mess up, and they mess up too. I mean, I've worked with some people who've had to take 20 outtakes for a very simple thing, you know, or hundreds of outtakes. So I'm very comfortable in that sort of scenario. And I'm not intimidated by those kinds of people. I'm actually inspired by them. I love being around them. I get excited.
Yeah.
So Sylvester Stallone, Mickey Rourke, and Jason Statham, Jet Li. I was hanging around all these kind of bad boys on set,
Yeah.
so it was a lot of fun. It
I
was a lot
bet.
of fun.
Wait, and what was the other film that you were in?
I was in Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. That's
Yes.
That's one of my favorite movies right there.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun on that set. It was a very small role. It was one of my first. It was just a little cameo appearance, no big deal. But I got to work with Sam Raimi, who was the director, an incredible man, a visionary. Would love to work with him again one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I didn't, the speaking role that I had didn't make it to the film. But I was okay with that because I wasn't ready, and it probably sounded horrible anyway. So,
Right.
And even in Expendables, I was still very new to delivering lines on
Right.
film, and it's definitely a craft and art. So I'm still learning. It's definitely something that I will keep
Yeah.
learning.
And I know like you endorse products like Metarex.
Yes, I was hired by Metrex to
Metrex.
endorse some of their fitness products, some of their protein bars and supplements, just talking about eating healthy, staying healthy, and they actually gave me the honor of being Miss Metrex a few years ago.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. I got to travel around and talk about eating healthy, and that's important to me. I like to teach children
Right.
that how to eat healthy
Yeah.
and how eating healthy can be fun.
It is. I mean, it's very important. I mean, to your health and your energy and everything in life.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I mean that's a really good thing to actually be a role model for. I mean, not just young people, but people in general.
Yes.
For doing things like that.
And I mean, I've struggled with it. I mean, being in the public eye, I have to watch my weight as well. And like during the Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving, I want
Yeah.
to eat everything. And
you're from Mississippi.
I'm from Mississippi. We have the best food down here: fried pickles, fried okra, fried green tomatoes. I mean, we have fantastic food here. So I love it. I love food.
Me too.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about. You said you're in Fortune magazine.
I was.
Tell me about that.
One of the very first modeling jobs I booked with a real agency was for Fortune magazine, and they actually had me as the model for the cover of the magazine, but the editors felt that the cover was a little bit too sexy, even though it was, I mean, I had a buttoned-up collared shirt on. And so they bumped it back to the table of contents, and it ended up being one of the most viewed table of contents that Fortune had ever had. So I got a lot of publicity off of that, and it just helped kind of help my career grow. And as a model, especially as a print model, I was able to book, you know, more and more campaigns, more endorsements, and it helped a lot.
Nice.
It was great.
Nice. And then, you know, we talked about the e-money.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about that.
E-money is a recent job that I've been able to work with. It's an advisor company. It's called E-Money Advisors, and it talks about financial advice for businessmen. And it's fantastic. I've done 3 shoots with them where we film about 12 to 24 commercials per shoot, and I fly from Mississippi to Philadelphia, and we film, and it's been great. I love working with these guys. I've noticed it's enhanced my career because it's a great education. It's
Right.
taught me how to be on camera, and I'm proud of it.
So, like, when you get approached for things like that, you know, is there certain guidelines like where you will and won't like take the product endorsement?
I'm very flexible. If I love the product and I feel
Right.
strongly and passionately about it, the sky's the limit. I'm at a phase in my life where I want to be a little bit more conservative. When I was younger, I was more interested in, or I was more flexible. I would have done swimwear or lingerie. It was okay with me because I was a model. I was an entertainer. But now that I'm older, I just don't see the need for it. So as long as it's conservative and buttoned up and something I feel passionately about, the sky's the limit. Truly.
Right. Nice. So let's get into talk about your product line.
Sure.
What exactly is it? Is it just footwear that you have?
We started out with bridal footwear, and that's all that we did, and it was very limited, very niche. And it took on so well, and we sold to Nordstrom's, Nordstrom.com, Belk, that we decided to expand the brand. So I started with bridal, and now I have day wear. I have boots, cowboy boots, over-the-knee boots with sequins that are really fun, and now we're doing handbags. So we have handbags to add to our collection, and we're quickly moving into accessories and apparel. So that's the next thing.
So how did so you got into doing the bridal footwear? Where did that idea come from to do like the bridal thing?
Well, when you start a fashion label, it's easy to just come out with anything, but the problem is being accepted, because why are you unique, or why are you different? And I always knew that as an entertainer I had to have an angle why I was different than every other model out there. And my agents always kind of pushed me as the vixen, the kind of sassy gal who was sexy but also educated. And now I'm leaning less towards sexy and more towards educated. I like that angle. So with the fashion label, we wanted to have something for brides. We felt that bridal footwear was very tame, very traditional, so we wanted to make it a little bit interesting, exciting. So we embellished the shoes and put rhinestones and wrote "I do" and put hearts and made them exciting. So the shoes are exciting, and that worked, and that was our entrance into the market. And once we saturated the market and became known, it was easy for us to expand and grow the brand and make it more relevant on a more lifestyle level.
I got you. Was the transition from like the beginnings with the bridal footwear to the expansion, was it a long period of time? Was there a lot of struggle with it, or I mean, were you accepted by the public with open arms?
I was very quickly accepted by the public, which I was very thankful for, because you never know.
Right.
You never know. So with the shoes, we were very widely received. And so far, so good. I'm actually doing better with my boots, my Western boots, than I did with my bridal. And my bridal is doing very well. So the boots are just, it's just incredible. I can't believe it. It's exciting. And I think it's because boots you can wear with anything.
Right.
You can wear boots with jeans, with a dress, with anything. So it's a more versatile.
I've got to keep you away from the wife, because I mean we'll be right. Because you have some
She's
great
gonna want
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is. Like, no, you don't need to go to Lauren's website. No, I'm only kidding.
No.
So tell me what you have here today.
Today, this is a new pump. I mean, this is brand new. It still has the style code in it, which it won't when the shoe comes out. So that just shows you how new it is. It has the Lauren Jones label, and what's new right now is contrast, color blocking and contrast. So you have the nude, which you can wear with anything, and then the black kind of lace contrast.
Right.
And then on a platform. Platforms are still really popular. We don't see these styles going anywhere or going away anytime soon.
Right.
So this just kind of subtle detail is great for the holidays.
Let me see that.
Sure. These are straight out of my factory, so they're not 100% perfected yet.
They're nice, though.
Thank
very,
you.
very nice.
Thank you.
So, how is the design industry for you? I mean, is that something that you're going to keep pursuing and pushing the envelope with,
For sure.
you know, more clothes and different avenues?
Yes, I can't wait to do denim and stockings and leggings, and I'd love to do swimwear at some point, conservative, fashionable swimwear that's very wearable, but that doesn't make you feel self-conscious. As a woman, shopping for swimwear is one of the most grueling things. It's just, you never feel good. I mean, it doesn't matter how thin or how great your body is. Buying the perfect swimsuit is difficult. So I'd love to come out with something that everybody looks great in.
Yeah.
For every size, every height, just where you feel beautiful when you're on the beach.
Right.
So that's important to me.
Yeah, I could see that really expanding, you know, appealing to women like that, because I do see a lot of pressure for that, you know, that perfect look, you know, in society and stuff like that, and to have something, a product where everybody feels comfortable when they go out and they can enjoy themselves, and you know,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be a really great thing.
Thank you. Well, every woman has insecurities, so to help women feel confident is important to my brand.
All right, thank you, Lauren. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the purse and some other stuff that you have going on. In the meantime, stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Lauren Jones. And make sure you check out laurenjonescollection.com.
Exposure TV, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 6:30 a.m. on Comcast Cable, Channel 18, Pad Network. For more information on any of Lauren Jones' collection, go to www.laurenjonescollection.com. Exposure TV is sponsored and produced by Peaches of On Location TV.
Welcome back to Exposure TV. I'm your host, DVDJ Rain. And if you're just tuning in, my guest today is Lauren Jones. Lauren, we talked about your shoes. We talked about some of the print ad that you've been in, product endorsements, film. Tell me about The Price is Right. You know, I was a fan of that for a long time.
Well, you know, it's really funny because I remember being in high school and watching The Price is Right, and I would always stare at the girls because I thought they were so pretty. And never in a million years did I ever think that I would end up as a Barker's Beauty or model on The Price is Right. And so I had moved out to Los Angeles, and my agent had called me and said, "You've been requested to go and audition for Price is Right." And I said, "No way." So I said, "What do I need to bring?" And they said, "You're going to need to bring a one-piece bathing suit." All the girls wear a one-piece bathing suit and high heels. And there are these two producers that stand with a clipboard, very professional, and you walk in one by one, and each girl has to walk forward in the bathing suit and backwards, and they just make a little check or not a check, and then you leave, and that's it. They don't even say anything to you. So I was terrified. And
so are the checks bad or good?
well, you don't know, because like maybe this day that they're picking, there's no check if you're getting it, and then there's a check if you're getting X'd out, you know. So all you know is they have a clipboard, and you don't know anything. You don't know what they're thinking. And so I had just moved to LA, and all I brought with me out there was like one dress, one pair of pants, one top, and a bikini. I didn't even have a one piece. So the criteria was to wear a one piece, and I had a bikini. So my mom always says, well, the reason you got it was because you wore a bikini, but and everybody else had a one piece on. But that was actually to my disadvantage because I was going against the rules.
Right.
And so I walked up there, and I just kind of went for it, you know, like I do with a lot of things. And
sometimes you have to do that.
I know, and so I was so nervous, and I'm like holding in my stomach and hoping that I look okay, and all these girls are gorgeous. I mean, again, I just feel like I don't compare. They look so gorgeous to me. So I get up there in my bikini. It was a blue two-piece, and I walked back. They made no expression, and I thought for sure I bombed, I failed, there's no way. And I got a call back. And on the call back, I wore the same bikini because I still hadn't had time or no money to go out and buy one piece at this phase. This was early on in my career. And I did the same walk for Bob Barker. And then it was narrowed down. It was like myself and a couple other girls, and they were even more gorgeous than the first batch of women. And I thought for sure, there's no way I'm getting this. So since I'm not going to get this, I'm going to go and say hello to Bob Barker and just meet him. So I walked over and I shook his hand and I said, "Hi, Bob, it's nice to meet you. I'd love to take a photo with you." And he said, "Sure, I'd love to." And he said I was the only individual who came up and talked to him. And he said because he enjoyed my personality, he was like, "Hire her." And so
Nice.
I ended up becoming a Barker's Beauty on The Price is Right, and I did that for a couple of years and loved it. It was so much fun.
Really?
So much fun.
And then Baywatch,
Yes.
one of my all-time favorite shows. So,
Yes, Baywatch has been around for forever, and they have this cast, this rotating cast. I mean, as you know, there was Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra and so many famous people. And I got a call to audition for the fitness series, and I said, absolutely, and ended up booking it. And it was actually going to be split between me and another girl. They wanted a blonde and a brunette to share the lines. And the girl she was lovely, but had some trouble delivering her lines. And I saw it as an opportunity to take advantage of this opportunity to take on this huge endeavor.
Right.
And I spoke to the director, and he said, "Lauren, you know, she's just unable to get all the lines. Can you take over?" And I said, "Absolutely." So I went home that night and I just memorized everything. I just read and studied. And the next day I came in there and I just knocked it out of the park, and I did the whole series. So they gave me the title of the series. So it's Baywatch Beachbody Workout with Lauren Jones, and it could have been just Baywatch Beachbody Workout with these two co-hosts. And I got the whole thing, and I was so excited because I'd worked so hard, and I tried, and I went for it. Another opportunity that I took advantage of the opportunity, and it worked.
Awesome.
It worked out, and it was so much fun. We got to film on Zuma Beach in Malibu, California,
Really?
and we got to do the actual running scenes. The David Hasselhoff running through the water with the little, you know, lifesavers, and it was a lot of fun.
It must have been so much work. Hard work.
A lot of work.
No,
but
I'm just kidding.
A lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of lines.
Yeah.
And when you're filming, believe it or not, when you're in the elements, it was actually kind of chilly on the beach, and the sun was in my eyes, and you have to just smile and pretend like everything's perfect. So
Yeah, I bet you that water was cold.
the water was cold.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of lines, long days of filming, but at the end of the day, it's always worth it. It's a lot of fun.
So about how many hours a day did you work doing sets like that?
I always have worked 18-hour days. Whenever I'm on set, it's usually 18 hours, with a couple breaks here and there, of course.
Yeah.
So
Nobody
it's
can say in showbiz that people don't work, because I know like hours
Oh,
and
yeah.
hours and hours.
Oh, we work. It
Yeah.
is. There are times where your feet hurt, you have a headache, you're hungry,
Sick.
you just keep going.
Yeah.
You have to pretend like everything's fine. So it's called acting.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about your purse. I know we talked about your shoes and your footwear.
Yes.
And you're expanding out to the purse.
Yes. Handbags and
and
apparel.
Handbags, apparel.
And accessories.
Accessories.
So this is one of the fabulous purses that we're doing for the holidays. It's got 3 straps. You can wear this strap, or there's also a strap on the inside that you can attach that's longer.
Oh, nice.
And so sequins are really popular this season. So we have gold, black, and silver. And these are all on the website at laurenjonescollection.com.
So your ideas for like some of your products, where like do you have inspiration like with a team, or are they coming straight from you, or?
Oh, I have a team. I have a business partner. I have a very large team. I don't think it's just me. I couldn't do this without the people that I work with. My direct business partner, his name is Ov Goodman, and he worked for a company called Martinez Valero for 25 years, and he was the president. So when I met him, he had so much knowledge, and he has ideas, I have ideas, and we design together. He helps me. I mean, a lot of times I'll come up with something just too whimsical, and he'll say, "Okay, that's too over the top. Let's rein it in. Let's make it a product that people can buy." Because I have big dreams, so I want to do all kinds of things. I want feathers and rhinestones and everything. So he is everything. I mean, I have no brand without Ov Goodman. So he's been wonderful.
So where do you see the brand going in the future?
Definitely expanding. I want to be a full lifestyle collection. I want to do bath and body products. I'd love to do fun contemporary casuals, denim, as I mentioned before, and even linens. We were looking at bed linens, sheets and comforters and pillows and home goods.
See, I'm looking at the next like powerhouse woman from Mississippi.
I love it.
With with all the stuff that you have planned. I mean that is really, really great.
Thank you.
And I know, like, for some like the young girls that are watching that have role models and look up to you, especially, what kind of advice can you give them about entering into their own business or whatever they need to do in life to succeed?
Dream big first. You have to have big dreams to start. And then I told you earlier today, showing up is half the battle. You always have to show up. When you say you're going to be somewhere, you be there. And believing in yourself and persistence. I mean, never give up. Look at Abraham Lincoln. He failed so many times before he was ever even elected as president. Winston Churchill, one of his famous quotes is, never, 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 never give up. So even when you fail, I mean, I've had many failures, and so you're going to fail 10 times before you have one great success.
Right.
So just keep going, and when you hear no, there's a yes for every no.
Yeah. I mean, one of my mottos has been, if you've never failed anything, you never really tried.
Absolutely.
So, it's been a real pleasure having you on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. But if there's any contact information you want to get out there, your website again,
Sure.
Just let us know what that is.
Okay, the website is laurenjonescollection.com, and you can view all the styles and exciting news going on there. And also our retailers, Angie's, local in Jackson in the Renaissance, Boots & More on High Street sells the Lauren Jones brand, and Nordstrom.com, Belk has been a great supporter of the brand, and just check out the website.
Nice. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up, and just keep me posted on what you have going on.
I will.
And let me know how things are going with the brand and where you're going. And,
Thank you.
So we can keep tabs on you.
Well, thanks so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And that wraps it up for Exposure TV with Lauren Jones. Stay tuned for